Hey friends and fellow bibliophiles, it's Kat of Kat's Novel Adventures. In today's video, I want to share with you some of my adventures to the beach, a couple of bookstores, and Buc-ee's. This is my very first vlog on my channel, and I can't wait to share it with you. At the end, I will also be sharing some of the items that I picked up on my adventures and show you some of the shells that I collected on my beach walks. Enjoy! We are headed to the beach. And along the way, we're supposed to be stopping at a couple of used bookstores. So I'm hoping that's the case because, you know me, I like shopping for books. Hey, Barry. Well, we just crossed into Mississippi. We've been driving for almost an hour, and I think it's going to be another hour or so before we get to Alabama. I'm not really sure, but that's our destination. Orange Beach, Alabama. Woohoo! Well, we stopped to get some gas. We are in Moss Point, Mississippi, and that's where I want to go. Cracker Barrel. I think that's where we're gonna go eat lunch. When are you gonna buy me my rocking chair? Gosh, I don't know what to choose. Kelsi would be in peep heaven right now. I think I should get her the tamales, the chocolate pudding, and the strawberry ones look good too. What's your vote, Barry? What do you think? What do you think?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter? They don't have peanut butter. Okay, we just crossed the state line and we're officially in Alabama. And we are about 20 minutes from the first bookstore that we're going to stop at. It's called the Haunted Bookshop. Ooh. I don't know why they call it that. I don't know if it's actually haunted or if they have books in there that are about hauntings. We'll see.
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on South Jackson Street.
Hi everybody! It is Friday morning and I am just relaxing on the beach for a few minutes. Barry and I just collected some seashells. We walked along the beach and tried not to get our feet wet because the water is quite cold. But it's pretty breezy out here and a little chilly, but nice. I'd much rather it be a little chilly than extremely hot and the sun bearing down on me. But it looks like it's gonna rain. I keep hearing thunder in the distance. So not quite sure if we'll be able to go to the zoo today. I'm hoping we'll be able to, but at least I got to spend a little time on the beach. Well, we are heading home because it's raining, so we're not going to get to visit the zoo this trip, but there's always next time. Guys, the tunnel is ahead. It's coming. Okay, here we go into the tunnel. Everybody has to hold their breath. Everyone but Barry because he's driving. Woohoo! We made it through the tunnel. Y'all can breathe again. As you can see, we had a terrific time at the beach, even though we weren't able to visit the zoo. I'm hoping that we'll be able to go back in the spring and not only stay at the beach again, but also get to go to the zoo because I was looking forward to feeding the giraffes. Before I share the items with you that I picked up on my adventure, I just want to give my husband, Barry, a huge shout out for being such a good sport on our adventures and allowing me to film the things that we did. He is pretty camera shy and doesn't really want to be on camera. He is really a sweet guy. And secondly, I really appreciated him not only taking me to the bookstores along the way, but for doing the research and finding out where they were located. The first bookstore that we visited was the Haunted Bookshop in Mobile, Alabama. And of course, I needed to know, why is it the Haunted Bookshop? Is it because the bookseller who ran the bookstore many, many years ago was murdered because he or she would not sell a rare and expensive book? Was it because a bookshelf full of books fell on top of them as they were putting up some new merchandise? And now the ghost roams the store, lamenting every time someone does not buy a book from their precious shelves. Nope, none of that. It's actually called The Haunted Bookshop because it's based on a book by Christopher Morley called The Haunted Bookshop. And in the book, he says that we are haunted by the ghosts of great literature. So I got a bookmark for myself with that quote on there, as well as one for Kelsi. I should mention that the Haunted Bookshop sells both used and new books. I did not see any paperbacks from hell type vintage horror books there that Kelsi would have been interested in. I did pick up a newer copy of a book by Stephen King called Dance Macabre. I have another copy of it. That's my original copy right there, but it's a little bit old and battered. And this one has a new essay called What's Scary in it. So I thought this would be nice to add to my collection. So I got this one as well as The Haunted Bookshop from The Haunted Bookshop in Mobile, Alabama. The next bookstore we stopped at was called the Buc-ee, and this is in Fairhope, Alabama. It's a used bookstore, and I was able to find a couple of vintage horror books for Kelsi. The first one is Purgatory's Gate by Raymond Van Over. She really seemed to like the cover. And then I also found her a Christopher Pike book that she didn't have called Falling. And I found another book that I thought that she would like, but I was having trouble getting in touch with her. She was actually on the phone with her boss. They were trying to plan their trip to Las Vegas for work. And I didn't want to leave the bookstore without this book because it has a pretty cool cover. It's called Nightstone by Rick Hatala. If you can see that. Very creepy. Anyway, I ended up buying it, and then she ended up calling me when we were on the road heading to our last bookstore, and she said she actually had 2 copies. So I am the proud owner of Nightstone, so I have a feeling this is one of the books I'll be reading for Garb August in August. The last bookstore that we stopped at was in Foley, Alabama, and it is called the Book Exchange. It sells used books, and I found 2 horror books. Well, I guess they're horror books, but they're by Kelsi's very favorite author, Robert McCammon, and she didn't have these. So I got mine. It's not in the best condition, but it still counts for her collection. And then the other one is Volume 1 of Judgment of the Witch. It's called Speaks the Nightbird. So I was really excited I was able to get these for her. They were not super expensive. I think I ended up spending, it was $6.58 for both of them, which is not expensive at all, I think, for used books. Now, the other little store, the Buc-ee, seemed to be a little bit pricier. And of course, I'm spoiled because I get paperbacks for 50 cents when I go to the Friends of the Library sale. I know I didn't pick up a bunch of books for myself, and that's only because I was supposed to be frugal, because I was participating in Frugal February. So I was trying not to spend a whole lot of money personally on myself, but I couldn't pass up bargains for Kelsi because the odds of her getting to these bookstores are slim to none. But now that I know what's there at their bookstores, I can go back perhaps on the way to the beach next time and bring a list with me and look up some things for myself. Now, the last item I want to share with you that I purchased was, we went to Cracker Barrel, and I love wearing fun socks. And I happened to spot some socks there, as you can see from my video, and I ended up getting the little puppy dog socks. See how cute they are? You might notice like a little hair here or there, and that is because Luna decided to steal one and brought it into her kennel with her. Wasn't that lovely of her? The last thing I want to share with you is my shell collection. I collected lots of seashells. I brought a little jar, the same jar that I used for my year of Christie, thinking that I wouldn't even be able to fill it up. Well, I was wrong. The first thing I had to do was I needed to wash all the shells because we had put them in a Ziploc bag and then also had some in one of those little cups you get at the hotel, the plastic cups, and I just threw them in there. Well, they still had sand on it and some of it was hard, so I had to literally wash all the shells and let them out to dry, you know, on a towel or whatever, and sort through them. So I tried to put some of the smaller shells in my jar, as you can see right here. So those are my shells, some of them. I really love collecting seashells. I find it very calming to do that activity when you go to the beach. And then I have a little bucket here. I'm gonna have to get a bigger jar. I get these little jars over at Target. They really are a great price. They're 2 for $5 in their Bullseye collection. But I think they do have bigger jars, so I might have to go in and look because I still have all of these shells to put in there. I'd like to keep them together, but some of them are in really great shape. You can't always find them in that great of shape. And I have some favorites. I just think they're so pretty. I love shells. My husband mentioned something about us trying to make a lamp and putting them in the lamp. You know, we've collected shells every time we go to the beach, and we probably have buckets full. So I don't know if that's gonna work, but I would like to at least have these all in one little container, and then I can date it and so that it's a reminder of our adventures to the beach back in February of 2023. I forgot to mention that I do have a surprise for Kelsi, and I cannot share it with you yet, but hopefully in another video I will once I give her the gift. I found something at Cracker Barrel for her, as you could see from the video. I just can't tell you which ones I picked out for her yet, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to get with her soon so I can not only give her her books, but also the special surprise from Cracker Barrel. Thanks everyone for stopping by and watching my very first vlog on my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do look forward to making some more videos of my adventures in the future and sharing them with you. In the meantime, stay amazing and be adventurous.